Sports. We are La Force. We are Minnesota.
The Twins have played very well at Progressive Field over the years, and for many of us, our love for baseball was linked to our fathers. And so on this Father's Day, it is our pleasure to bring you Twins baseball from Cleveland as the Twins hope for a 3-game sweep. Major League Baseball supports the Home Run Challenge and prostate cancer awareness, and a lot of money's been raised over the years. We hope to raise some more today as the Twins hope to pick up their first 3-game sweep of the year. From Progressive Field, we welcome you on this Father's Day. Dick Bramer and Jack Morris, couple of fathers enjoying the day already, and hope to enjoy the day even further with another Twins win here this afternoon. Now, the Cleveland Indians have some bullpen issues, but their lineup is really good at producing runs, and their starting staff has been among the best in the game. But don't tell that to the Twins because they pounded that starting rotation.
Yeah, they made Corey Kluber have his worst start of the year. Yesterday, Carlos Carrasco got hit in the arm in the second inning. He was gone early. But the Twins, you see all the guys contributing in the couple series that the Twins have played recently against Cleveland. And the offense seems to really enjoy this staff. A young kid that the Twins have seen once already on the mound in Sean Beaver, but I think it's just a case where the Twins feel comfortable at this ballpark. I've talked to several of them, I know you have too, Dick, about hitting in Progressive Field, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the backdrop or the fact that it's a kind of a short right center porch, but they all enjoy to hit here.
As poorly as the Twins have played through the first 2.5 months, they have a chance with a win here today to be just 3 games out. And nobody has enjoyed hitting Cleveland pitching more than Eddie Rosario.
have won the last 5 straight against the Indians. Now they go for 6 and the sweep this afternoon in Cleveland. As planned for the Twins, it's Jake Odorizzi looking for his 4th win of the season, but his first since May 8th. He'll square off against Shane Bieber, who was recalled this morning after their scheduled starter Adam Plutko had to pitch in relief yesterday afternoon. Welcome back to Progressive Field. I'm Audra Martin. It's Shane Bieber's 2nd big league start. His first also came against the Minnesota Twins, so he knows a thing or two about this Twins lineup, but that's not likely to help much when it comes to facing Eddie Rosario. Eddie has been flat out ridiculous for the Twins lately, especially against the Indians. He's hitting .471 in 8 games against the Tribe, and that includes 6 home runs and 11 driven in. Yesterday, he had 4 hits on just 4 pitches. Further proof that there's simply no easy way to attack Eddie Rosario.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible to watch him go out there and play so free and easy. It's like a kid just playing the game again. See the ball, hit the ball is what he's doing out there, and he's having fun doing it. So, the whole team and everybody's kind of energized every time he comes up there, so it's really fun to watch.
His teammates have recently dubbed him Eddie Barrels, so now we'll see what Mr. Barrels and the Twins have in store for Game 3. The series finale first pitch is coming your way next.
Pastime for decades. And a key ingredient of that history is a father teaching his son or daughter about the game. Whether it's learning how to score, trying to score an autograph, or just sharing an afternoon at the ballpark, baseball is synonymous with family. This afternoon, we celebrate fathers and those men who continue to pass along their love affair with our great game. We may have been coached by our fathers. We may have been encouraged by our fathers. Maybe we just watched a lot of baseball on TV with our fathers. But we honor all the dads today. And it is a beautiful day in Cleveland. We're approaching the summer solstice. So the sun is about as high overhead as it's going to be. There's not a cloud in the sky. And here in Cleveland, they're celebrating Father's Day by having the lights on.
A beacon of hope for any fathers that haven't got to the ballpark.
I'd look for the lights and see and follow the lights. There you go. Maybe that explains it. Well, for whatever reason, the Twins have played very well here, and they've done well against the Indians this year. Significant because Cleveland was and still is the team to chase. And the Twins have a chance to pick up their first 3-game sweep of the year. With this Menard's batting order, Joe Mauer, Eddie Rosario, Eduardo Escobar, Logan Morrison, Brian Dozier, Robbie Grossman, Max Kepler, Mitch Garver, and A-Ray Adrianza.
Today's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture. It'll be Shane Bieber making his second career major league start and second start against the Twins. He pitched back on May 31st, tossing 5 2/3 innings. He allowed 4 runs on 8 hits, a couple of home runs. So the Twins know him well, even though he hasn't really had a lot of time in the big leagues.
The Indians out in the field. Rajay Davis in left, Tyler Naquin in center, Lottie Chisenhall in right, Ramirez, Lindor, Gonzalez making his third start at his third different position. He's at second base, Encarnacion at first, Yan Gomes behind the plate. Lindor was the designated hitter yesterday, now back in his usual position, the shortstop. And Joe Mauer stepping into the box. We're about ready to go. When Bieber faced the Twins back at the end of May at Target Field, his major league debut, and he faced through 4 innings 1 man over the minimum and pitched shutout ball through 4 innings, and then the Twins kind of caught on to him a little bit, gave up a couple of runs in the 5th. They hit a couple of home runs against him in the 6th, and he was gone, not involved in the decision because the Indians were having some fun that day against Jake Odorizzi. 2-0 to Mauer. Had a good day at the plate yesterday. He takes a strike, 2-1.
A lot of Twins players had good days yesterday. It was fun to watch their offense really come alive here early in the game too. It's what was 4 straight games, 5 straight games where the Twins have scored in the first inning
on this road trip. Yeah, see if they can do that again here today. 3-1 to Mauer. And of great significance is the fact that the Twins knocked out Corey Kluber early on Friday, and Mauer with his line drive took Carrasco out of the game yesterday in the 2nd inning. There's a ball lifted to left, hit pretty well. Davis going back. That ball is high off the wall, and Mauer will go to second with an opening double. Talked with Joe yesterday before the game about hitting in this ballpark, and he said, yeah, it seems to carry pretty well to right field, but he likes hitting here, of course, against the left field wall, which is almost as big as the Green Monster.
Yeah, the Monster is closer and taller. This is a little further away.
So a double for Mauer to get things started, and now Eddie Rosario, and we got to get ready. Hope you're sitting down. Watch your TV because Bieber's about to throw the first pitch.
Eddie got 4 hits on 4 straight pitches after walking his first at bat yesterday.
And he goes after another. He wanted to wallop that one into the second deck.
These are his 4 hits.
Look where the pitches were, though. If we show them all, that one's down and in. The other one was up and in. All right, out over the plate a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think Cleveland did a real good job of adjusting to him yesterday.
Now hacked again and a foul, and it's 0-2. A couple of years ago, Max Kepler had a good couple of games here, hit 4 home runs over 2 games, 3 of them in 1 game, but the Indians threw him essentially the same pitch every time, fastball down and in. They moved it around the box to Rosario yesterday, but he was able to hit everything hard.
I see a guy swinging at the first pitch, and the next time I'm going to bounce one. You know, it's just common sense to pay attention, and they did not adjust at all. Eddie got pitches to hit. Of course, you know, anything close to the strike zone, he loves to swing the bat.
1-2 now to Rosario.
He could put the Twins on the board right here with a base hit.
High fastball got it. And Rosario strikes out 1 down.
Well, the Peaches Ranch for the win. Let's keep doing what they've been doing here in Cleveland, and that is showing up the offensively. They really have been swinging the bats well. Joe Mauer leads off the game with a double, and that's optimistic for today's game. And then Jake Odorizzi, who will be the starter for the Twins today, he's got to have better command with his pitches. If he does, and he's able to locate his fastball, he'll probably see a lot more breaking balls, which can be good.
Escobar the batter, and he takes strike 1, Anthony. Escobar kind of slumps his shoulders and drops the bat. 0-1. Twins have had just one opportunity in the final game of a 3-game series to sweep the series. That was about 3 weeks ago at home against Detroit, and they lost that game. Driven to left center field. Davis looks up. He'll play that ball off the wall. Another double for Escobar and another first inning run for the Twins.
Well, Eduardo Escobar is just amazing in the last month plus. Double. It seems like every game he gets 1 or 2 doubles. And that one was not going to be caught by any means. Ball off the wall again, straightaway left field. Watch him square this one up. It's another, well, that's a breaking ball. Curve ball that stayed in the middle of the plate. Rajay Davis goes back and plays it off the wall. Mauer doing a good job of base running, makes sure that it's going over Davis's head, and he scores easily from second base.
28 double for Escobar, the leader by 2 over Jose Abreu of the White Sox. And now Logan Morrison. And a first pitch fastball for a strike. Couple of hits yesterday, but you see Morrison's average still sub 200. One strike to the Twins' designated hitter. Missing inside 1-1. Mentioned that in the 6th inning of Bieber's major league debut at Target Field, the Twins hit a couple of home runs against Bieber. One was by Escobar, who just doubled. The other was by Logan Morrison. Lifted foul over the tarp and out of play.
Morrison was really struggling the first month and a half, 2 months on catching up to fastballs. He was just tardy with everything. His swing was a little bit longer than it is now. He's starting to get a little bit more quickness, speed in his swing. He's got a quicker bat and therefore making a little bit better contact. He drove the ball a couple times pretty well yesterday.
1-2 from Bieber. And a fastball down the middle. 2 down on a couple of strikeouts. And that'll bring up Dozier. DJ Rayburn behind the plate. Ryan Blackney is at first. Sam Holbrook, the crew chief, at second, and Jim Wolf at third. 2 down, and now Brian Dozier. Twins hit 6 doubles in the ball game yesterday, and a couple of first inning doubles here this afternoon. Have them in front 1-0. And Dozier takes a fastball for a strike. Breaking ball off the plate, 1-1. What do you think of the lineup with Dozier hitting 5th rather than 1st, or as he did earlier when Joe was in the lineup 2nd?
Well, I think we're seeing a good result of getting Joe back in the lineup leading off. Dozier's been scuffling poorly, really scuffling, making good contact. And Rosario and Escobar have been hotter and hot for 2 months. So to have those 3 guys, it's produced since Mauer's gotten back. It's produced a run in the first inning in the first 3 hitters in all 3 of these games. 1 run, a solo home run by Eddie Rosario in game 1. 4 runs yesterday. All the first 4 guys reached home plate. So it's working out. It might not be for Brian, but we need to find a place for him to start contributing.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Lifted one out of here on Friday night over the big wall in left field.
Bieber got 2 strikeouts already. Looking to strike out the side. Brian Dozier, of course, would love to see a base hit and score his buddy out there at second base, Eduardo Escobar.
On the outside corner. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Bieber, but a pair of doubles for the Twins. And Jake Odorizzi will have a 1-0 lead when he takes the mound. Escobar is a doubles machine, and his first inning doubles given the Twins a 1-0 lead. Terry Francona has had a frustrating start to the season in his own right. If you think the Twins have underachieved, you have to say for sure the Indians have underachieved. Here's the Menards batting order: Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez, Encarnacion, Chisenhall, Gomes, Naquin, Gonzalez, and Davis. And the leadoff man against Jake Odorizzi is Francisco Lindor. There's strike one, and keep track of those today, because in Odorizzi's last start he didn't throw many first pitch strikes.
Well, that's the key to him right now.
1 strike to Lindor, and now time called. Up and away, 1-1.
Today's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture. Jake Odorizzi is making his 15th start. He didn't get a decision his last time out in Detroit, where he went 5 innings, battled through it, but really scuffled with his control. He's pitching for the 3rd time against Cleveland, where he's 1-2 with a 6.33 ERA.
Escobar scoops and fires one away. Take a look at the Twins out in the field. Escobar's done well. Just 1 error on the season, playing third base, short, and on occasion second base. In the outfield, brought to you by Northland Ford, it's Kepler at center, Rosario at left, Grossman at right. Escobar at third, Adrianza at short, Dozier at second, Mauer at first, and Mitch Garver doing the catching.
As we watch these early innings, we'll see it's a very hot and warm day here in the 90s, and very humid, even though the sky is fairly clear. We're right off of Lake Erie here in downtown Cleveland. It'll be interesting to see if Jake Odorizzi's pace slows down. He's got to have the focus and really start locating better. This Cleveland lineup, especially the first 4 guys, can do some damage.
And now 1-1. A couple of first pitch strikes, so that part's encouraging to see from Odorizzi.
90 degrees, you see. And that's comfortable for a lot of people. Way too hot for this guy.
1-1.
Uh-oh.
Back to Odorizzi for out number 2. A comebacker. We saw Matt McGill field one last night. We saw Carlos Carrasco unable to field one early in the ball game yesterday too.
Yeah, I couldn't tell from our position here if that was a ground ball or not, but saw Odorizzi, finishes up in a fairly confident fielding position, was able to see the ball and then throw his glove up there.
2 down quickly, and now Jose Ramirez.
We still haven't got a report from Carlos Carrasco on whether, I don't think he's had the MRI yet, has
no,
he?
they have still listed it as a contusion. He was put on the 10-day disabled list, but that was a formality. I think we all knew before he crossed the foul line that he would not make his next start. But the Indians are going to put him through an MRI tomorrow, and they'll find out whether there's a break or not. So right now it's just a contusion. It's easy for me to say. 2-0. And Ramirez takes ball 3 with Encarnacion on deck. But it's just, you hope that it's not a break, and you hope, he only misses a start or 2. Just think in the last week and a half what the Twins have indirectly been a part of. 3-0. Check swing and a strike. The Angels were in town when the Angels got the horrible news about Shohei Ohtani. And then we were in Detroit when Miguel Cabrera's season was ended because of the torn bicep tendon. Swing and a miss, 3-2. And so we've, this is a much more enjoyable game, even for guys on the other team, if the best players are playing it. And we certainly hope Carrasco is better, doesn't have a broken arm. 3-2. Just outside. And it's a walk with 2 down.
Well, he had 2 quick outs and now a base on balls. Keep an eye on the pitch count early here. Yeah, Dick, I don't know. I just keep wondering why a generation with all the knowledge, all the training, all the understanding of workouts and stuff, and how many players are going down. I know every generation had guys get hurt, but I just don't remember him at this pace.
Well, the Ohtani thing is particularly confusing because the Angels couldn't have handled Ohtani with more kid gloves than they did. Close at first, but back is Ramirez. They're saying now, I read a report where it's a grade 2 strain for Ohtani, and it's a different spot than his grade 1 strain that was revealed over the winter.
And I don't know how they grade things. They measure the size of the inflammation, or what is it?
I don't know.
It hurts.
With an MRI, I've never read an MRI.
Yeah.
I've had a few done, but I've never read one.
Well, we got a guy named Doc back here. We'll maybe have to ask him.
Yeah, but he's not a doctor in a medical sense at all. 1-0 to Encarnacion. Swing and a miss. Encarnacion's had his problems with Odorizzi over the years. Just hitting 171 against him. Those are the numbers. Couple of home runs and only 3 strikeouts. When Odorizzi's trying to pitch around his 2-out walk. And Odorizzi hasn't had much success against the Indians in his prior start this year at Target Field. It didn't go particularly well for him. Foul back 1-2.
Well, Jake is making his 7th career start against the Indians here today. Like I said before, he's 1-2 with a 6.33 ERA, 27 innings pitched, 10 walks though, and 29 strikeouts, 7 home runs.
The last 4 starts for Odorizzi have been disappointing to him for one reason or another. If nothing else, the duration that he's been out there. His longest start in his last 4, 5 1/3 innings. Jake knows he should go at least 6.
Yeah, he had his shortest start of the year against Cleveland his last time he faced Cleveland.
3 2/3, 8 runs, 7 of them earned. 2-2 to Edwin Encarnacion. Driven to deep center and caught by Kepler. Odorizzi went upstairs where he's gotten swings and misses, this time a deep fly to end the first. We are participating in the Home Run Challenge. Every home run in this game raises money for prostate cancer research. Since June 1st, nearly $2.4 million have been raised in the challenge, and you can make a pledge by going to homerunchallenge.org. And in addition, the Twins will donate $10,000 for each home run hit by a Twins hitter and $1,000 for each strikeout recorded by a Twins pitcher, ending today. Here's Robbie Grossman. Popped up near the camera well. And he caught it, reached over the railing. And Ramirez retires Grossman on one pitch. Nice reaching catch by Jose Ramirez.
Battling the sun here, you see that Ramirez is going over there. He finds that pole first. That way he knows how far he has to reach and stayed with it. Great play for Jose Ramirez there.
One down, and now Max Kepler. Bieber establishing his fastball early on here. Hits the corner to Kepler, strike one.
Max didn't have a lot to show for his day yesterday, and he started the game with a double. Hit the ball hard 3 times.
Double off the wall and right down the line, drove in a couple of runs. Driven to left. And again, Davis retreats. This time he's got room short of the track, 2 down.
One thing Paul Molitor has been doing, he's with the absence of Byron Buxton, and now that Joe Mauer is back, he's been platooning certain guys. Robbie Grossman and Ryan Lamar have kind of alternated. Mitch Garver and Bobby Wilson at catching.
A couple of quick outs here on what, 3 pitches? So Garver's going to take a little time here. It might take a couple of pitches as well. You probably feasted in situations like this where you got 2 outs and 3 pitches, and you know the third hitter is going to be taking at least 1 strike. Just pour it in there, right?
Well, you're aware of that. You're hoping they do, but some guys would jump you. You know, so you've still got to be able to locate. I mean, the art of pitching is not throwing it over the middle. We were talking about it yesterday with Carlos Carrasco, and I really learned. I was hit at least 5 times on my body in my career, and every one of those pitches were right over the middle of the plate. The ball came right back up the middle, and it seemed like there's a base hit.
Garver with 2 strikes, pokes a single to right. That'll bring up Adrianza.
Seemed like every pitch inside to a right-hander would be pulled down the line. Every pitch away would be shot the other way. So I just really concentrated on trying not to throw the ball down the middle.
Bert talks about having to pitch to Frank Howard. You had to pitch to Dave Winfield, and you know, if you leave it out over the plate, you run the risk of having it whistled right back at you.
Yeah, that's a scary thought too. You know, a pitcher who with a good stride, I had a long stride. I released the ball and my body's about 55 feet, maybe 54 feet away from home plate. Ball come off the bat sometimes at 120 miles an hour. I don't know how much, you know, you're really good at math, you and Bert. I've been listening, and I don't know what exactly the total time lapse that would be, but it's a fraction of a second.
1-0 to Adrianza, and our ability at math is limited to addition and subtraction. I think you're asking about division or multiplication and fractions. That's not our strong suit.
Tenths of a second.
Yeah. 1-1 to Adrianza, as his average over the 250 mark now. Base hit right field. And Garver's going to round second and try for third. Chisenhall's throw is cut off, and now Adrianza hung up between first and second, and he'll get back to the bag. And now Garver's hung up between third and home.
Oh my!
Well, the Twins ran themselves out of an inning in the middle innings yesterday, and they almost were off the hook because Adrianza had first base open to him, and then Garver tried to score in the inning.
Ralston says it was only a matter of time before Logan Morrison had a big day at the plate like he did yesterday. He said he'd been hitting the ball really well, just unfortunately hitting him at people, and that's just how baseball goes sometimes. He says is how hard he's working. This could start a good streak here for Lomo. Eduardo Escobar was sporting a customized Brazil jersey in the clubhouse this afternoon. He's a big fan of the World Cup. He also got a Neymar jersey. He said he's excited to cheer on his favorite player. And there were plenty of Father's Day related phone calls and FaceTime sessions in the clubhouse this morning. Logan Morrison and Joe Mauer both agree being a dad has had a big impact on their game. They say it puts things in perspective. If you ever have a bad game, you go home and there's someone who loves you unconditionally and couldn't care less if you had a tough day. Guys.
Well, thank you, Audra, and again, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Lonnie Chisenhall will lead off the second. He takes ball one. Lifted to left, and Rosario has a long run, and that ball gets by him and goes to the corner. And Chisenhall has at least two, and he'll try for third. And Rosario took a gamble on a ball that probably should have been dropped in front of him for a single, and the Indians get a lead-off triple.
Well, we don't have a lot of wind, at least it doesn't appear from the flags here at Progressive Field today. But Eddie, I don't know if it was the jump or what, but it seemed like that ball was kind of dying and tailing away from him. And he made a commitment to try to go for it. Came up quite short. Chisenhall should have got out of the box a little quicker than he did. And then, of course, Eddie falls over on his shoulder, has a little bit of trouble getting back up and reacting to it. He's got to run all the way back to the wall to pick it up. Chisenhall easily gets to third base.
And now Yan Gomes. Slow breaking ball missing. The play that ended the top of the inning was scored 96365, and I looked it up. That's the zip code for Armed Forces Pacific. So if you have a family member serving in the military in the Pacific, you might be aware of a 96365. I've not seen it on a baseball field before. 2-0.
Again, kind of like yesterday, Twins took themselves out of a potential run-scoring inning on that play. We'll take a look at it here in a minute.
Well, Twins have 4 hits and a 1-0 lead, but disappointing ending to the top of this inning and a disappointing misplay at the start of the bottom of the inning. And there's a strike, 2-1. Bouncer foul. It's 2-2. So the Twins get a single from the 8 and 9 batters to extend the inning. But Adrianza had a bad read on the throw. But he had first base open. And then Garver got hung out to dry.
And you can't really, I mean, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor, did the perfect thing. He ran all the way across the field at Garver and made him commit back towards third base. That was textbook what he's supposed to do. Unfortunately, Adrianza didn't do what he was supposed to do.
Now 3-2. And I don't know whether Garver dashed towards home on his own, whether he was told to go by Gene Glenn. We don't know that. But
well, it's instinct, I think. If there's guys in the rundown, and it could be the last out of the inning, he's got to try to advance if he can. If there's a errant throw, he was, is going to score the run.
Well, Odorizzi gets a strikeout for the time being. Strand Chisenhall at third.
Take a look at this last pitch. Fastball away, 91 mile an hour. Yan Gomes couldn't find it.
And now Naquin. The Twins still have the infield back. And when you're used to scoring 6-7 runs a game against a team, there'd be no reason to have the infield in here. Naquin hitting .333, but just 81 at bats on the year. Outside ball 1.
Escobar is holding the runner even with the bag at third base. Everybody else is back. No real shift. Adrianza shaded up the middle at shortstop. Outfield straightaway.
And poke to left. We got a tie game. And Naquin with an RBI single. And it's one apiece. 13th run batted in for the Indian center fielder.
Pretty good piece of hitting there. A tailing fastball off the plate away, and he just throws the bat at it. It's kind of off the end of the bat, but hits it with enough power to get over Adrianza's leap at shortstop.
Here's Eric Gonzalez. Started Friday night at first base, started yesterday at short, and is the starting second baseman here today, playing in place of Jason Kipnis. And there's strike one. We talked earlier about how the Twins are disappointed that they've got a losing record, 5 games below 500 on the year, and the Indians, I think, are disappointing some by being 3 games over. But it really isn't something new for Cleveland. The last 2 years, they've had incredibly long winning streaks in the second half to take control of things. Strike to Gonzalez. And now strike 2. 2 years ago, it was a 14-game winning streak. And last year, at one point of the season, the Indians were 48 and 45. And they went 54 and 15 the rest of the way, which is incredible.
Well, it's the time of year to turn it up. You know, I've always said play 500 the first half and then run away in the second half, because you want that momentum going into postseason. The Twins did that in '91. Cleveland's done it several times. I know our Jays team did it in Toronto. You know, you really want to feel good about yourself in August and September.
Swing and a miss, and Gonzalez strikes out. Well, and you remember the Indians had a 22-game winning streak last year. But if you took those 22 games out from the 48 and 45 mark, if you took the 22-game winning streak out, they were still 32 and 15.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't sleep on the Indians. As unimpressive as they've been so far this year, they're quite capable of doing the tortoise and hare routine again this year.
And I really believe that's so. This game is the most important. Obviously, it's the last game of the series, but it's the most important because you had a chance to already win the series with winning the first 2. But this is a pivotal game. It means two spots in the standings, whether you win or lose.
3 games or 5 games.
Yeah.
Speaking of winning streaks, the 15-gamer that you guys enjoyed in 1991, that ended on this date in 1991 in Baltimore. And almost half of those 15 consecutive wins came at the expense of the Indians. And a base hit. Naquin will hold up at second base. 3rd hit of the inning. Rajay Davis dumps a single to right. And that'll bring up Lindor.
Watch the location of this last pitch. You're going to see it comes back in, I believe. Yeah, up and in. Rajay didn't barrel it up, but he muscled it out towards right field. If that pitch is down below the belt, it's going to be a ground ball. But because it's up in the zone, he's able to put the bat underneath the baseball a little bit and muscle it out to right field. So now Cleveland's got 2 base runners with 2 outs.
Lindor, the batter, hit a ground ball in front of Escobar, made a nice play for the first out of the first inning. Up and away, ball 1.
Jake retired the side on 4 hitters in the first, but now that pitch count's starting to creep up here in the second. 34 pitches now.
3 hits in the inning, and at least the game tying run. That drifts wide again, 2-0.
Again, battling his command a little bit here. I don't know if that was a fastball or a breaking ball there. It just didn't have the spin at all. It stayed up in the zone away. It looked to me like it was a breaking ball that just didn't break.
Fastball burns the outside corner.
I don't think Jake has the confidence to go down and in on Lindor. We saw Kyle Gibson get him out a couple times on really good breaking balls that really bit inside, and he swung over the top of it. But for the most part, Twins have been pitching him away.
Made the mistake of pitching him in yesterday, and Lindor hit a first inning home run.
That's just it. If you're going in, you've got to get off the plate in.
Odorizzi, to be fair, doesn't have either Gibson's or Romero's velocity on that fastball. 3-1. Brantley on deck with 2 men already on the base paths. Swing and a miss. 3-2.
Same spot as the previous strike. Dotting that outside corner with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. And right there, Mitch Garver didn't even have to move his glove.
2 down. Counts full. Runners will go on this 3-2 pitch. Got him. He strikes out 3, but gives up 3 hits. And the game tying run. It's a new ball game heading to the 3rd. You are looking for a convenient ticket package that fits the demands of your busy schedule. The Flex Plan gives you a bank of 20 tickets to use during the season any way you choose. Go to 10 games with a friend, any combination you'd like. The Flex Plan gives you the flexibility to choose only the games you wish to attend, all the way up until the first pitch. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/flex. All right, everybody's seen Shane Bieber once here today. Twins got 4 hits first time through the order. Let's see what the second trip through the order brings. And if it brings more fastballs, that might suit the Twins lineup pretty well, especially some of the hotter hitters. Mauer doubled off the wall and left and scored the first run of the game. Inside, 1-1.
And Bieber struck out the side in the first inning and gave up a run, and Odorizzi struck out the side in the second inning and gave up a run. So we're all knotted up here.
Bieber is here because it was his turn to pitch in Columbus, and with everything that unfolded yesterday for the Indians on the pitching side. Inside 2-1. Adam Plutko, who was supposed to start, pitched a couple innings yesterday, and so he's out of commission for at least another day. He may get reinserted into the rotation in the Chicago series coming up. 2-1. And now 3-1 with Rosario on deck.
And Tyler Olson, one of the relievers who pitched in yesterday's game, in fact, he pitched in both games, was put on the DL, and they brought up Evan Marshall to fill his spot out in the bullpen, right-hander.
Mauer lines it foul. Olson put on the disabled list with a strained oblique, and that potentially could put him on the shelf longer than Carrasco's on the shelf if they get an encouraging MRI tomorrow.
Usually those obliques take a while. So I got a question for you.
Okay.
All right, Friday night, Gibson, Kluber, you understand, a pretty good crowd. Yesterday, bobblehead giveaway with Andrew Miller. And today, best crowd yet. Just sunny, warm Sunday afternoon. Watch a baseball game?
That would do it for me. The Browns mini camp is over. That might have something to do with it. Bauer taps out, 1 away. I was talking with Derek Shelton the other day, and he was part of the coaching staff here in Cleveland for a while. And even before Derek showed up, they had, you know, this incredible consecutive sellout streak going when this ballpark opened up. Well, you were a part of it.
I remember it.
And, you know, a big factor in that, not that this ballpark isn't beautiful, because it is, not because the Indians weren't entertaining, because they were, but they didn't have any competition from the National Football League, and that was a big part of the attendance string that they had here. 1 strike to Rosario. He took a strike. He swung through 3 of them in the first inning. On the corner, 0-2.
It's been a little enjoyable, I would say, here in Cleveland this weekend. There's been a lot of things going on. There was a concert across the street after the game last night. A lot of people in town for that.
Shania Twain, right?
I guess that's who it was.
Yeah. 2 strikes to Rosario. Popped up, straight up in the air.
Wow.
And fighting the sun, Gomes makes the play out number 2.
Fun to watch a major league catcher react to that ball, and the difference between major leaguers and the kids in junior high, high school, some even in college. That's not an easy play, because he's got to get rid of the mask, trust whoever yelled, and then find the ball, look up into the sun, find the backstop,
and hope you don't lose it in the lights,
and hope you're not stepping on bats and donuts, and, you know, the umpire gets out of the way with his baby blue mask on.
Grounded up the line, foul behind the birthday boy, Jeff Smith, turning 44 years of age today, and he'll only get 1 card. Right? Father's Day, birthday,
well,
they fall on the same day.
You never know. Somebody might give him 2. I'm sure you have, you know, Father's Day and a birthday card.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. 12 batters faced, 10 first pitch strikes for Bieber.
He's looked pretty sharp so far.
Escobar doubled off the fence in left center to give the Twins an early 1-0 lead. Down and in, 1-2. Driven hard to right center field, headed towards the gap, and it bounces over the wall for another double. Escobar with 2 already today, and that'll bring up Morrison.
It's just been incredible to watch him as of late. I mean, he's a doubles machine. I was sort of joking about it, but not really, because it seems like he gets a pair every game. He's finding the gaps out there in the outfield, that's for sure.
And now Morrison. Twins 1 behind the Tigers for most doubles in the league. And we've talked about this before. The team record for doubles in a season is 47, hit by Justin Morneau in 2008. And Escobar's already got 29.
He's been a machine.
1-0 to Morrison. Well, the Twins have, I guess, survived some more bad base running and a misplay in left field. It's just a tie game, and you'd like to think that if they can get the next run, that would be an awfully big run to get in this game, retake the lead. Morrison has a chance to do that here. without hitting the ball over the fence. 1-1. Down and away.
He had the same chance back in the first inning with Escobar on second base and ended up striking out looking. See the infield there for Cleveland.
Seven home runs for Morrison, one of them against Bieber earlier this year. Takes down and in, dug out by Gomes. 3-1. Dozier on deck.
A little confusion between Bieber and Gomes on that pitch. Finally, they agreed on a fastball away, and you saw Gomes set up, down and away. That ball not even close. Came back down and in.
Three and one, Morrison. And a walk will fill first base. And now Dozier with 2 men aboard.
First walk of the game issued by Shane Bieber.
Dozier called out on strikes his first time up.
This is the guy the Twins really need to get going. He got a home run, and you thought maybe that'd be an indication that Brian Dozier was going to start getting with the program again. And that was back against Corey Kluber. 4th inning of the first game here.
Tight, ball 1. We talked earlier about the Indians the last 2 years really pouring it on in the second half. How about Dozier 2 years ago? Hit 27 home runs after the All-Star break.
And he had a good second half last year. I think we were all optimistic the way he started the season the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's like, man, this could be his bust out year, and then he's gone into a funk, and it's been a while now.
Driven to right center field, a lot of hang time, and coming in is Chisenhall to make the catch. The Twins strand 2 in the third. It's still 1-0. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. By Grant Casino, the best stories start here. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I lost my dad a long time ago. It was actually in the middle of the 1991 season. What I remember so much about his influence and my love for baseball, we watched an awful lot of Twins games on TV. And this is back in the day. Maybe you remember it. The national anthem would be televised on the telecast. And my dad and I would, rightfully so, at the start of the telecast when Ray and Halsey and Herb. The ball lined to right field, hit deep. Going back is Grossman, and he'll play the first hop off the wall, and Brantley goes to second with a double. Dad and I would stand for the national anthem at the start of the telecast back in the early mid-60s. A leadoff triple for the Indians in the second. Now a leadoff double on the first pitch of the third.
We talked about it. The top of this order is so dangerous. Michael Brantley seems to be healthy again, and what a big part of the offense he can be. Ball's a fastball up in the zone. Hard to get a fastball by Michael Brantley, one of the best at that. Lines it over Grossman's head and right.
Now Ramirez, who walked in the first. Blocked by Garver in the dirt, ball one. I think at the start of the year the feeling was if the Twins could somehow pitch with the Indians, they'd have a chance to replace them as a division champion. Well, statistically at least, the Twins have pitched with the Indians. Each team has an ERA of 4.12. 1-0. Tap to the right side. Mauer fields. Odorizzi covers one away, and Brantley goes to third. One down. This Father's Day, give Dad the gift of baseball with MLB.tv. You can watch baseball live or on demand on his favorite supported devices. Save 50% for the rest of the day today. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Now Encarnacion. I know you still have your dad with you, and it's going to be wonderful for him to go to Cooperstown and watch his son get inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that'll probably be the hardest thing for me. 92-year-old father has been a huge part of my life, influenced me in so many ways, and happy Father's Day to Dad, even though I know he's probably not listening to me right now.
He listened to you enough as a kid. Why would he listen to you now, right? 1-0 to Encarnacion, infield back, and there's a pitch outside. Chisenhall is on deck. So the Twins, in a tie game, continue to play the infield back. The way the lineup had been struggling for so long, maybe you play it differently if your lineup is struggling, but with the 6-7 runs that the Twins have scored, the confidence that they'll score more than one here today.
Yeah.
2-1.
Well, I think if it's hit at Escobar hard, he might go home, but everybody else going to be going to first base, and they could see that run when they move the infield back. That's usually the case.
2-1 to Encarnacion. Deep to the right field line, and that will twist, eventually foul. And on the right side, Mauer policing the right side of the infield. He's about even with the bag, but well off the line.
Now with 2 strikes, Jake has got some options. He hasn't really shown that really good curveball. And if he's going to throw it to Edwin, you're going to have to keep it down in the zone. And when I mean down, I mean around his shoot tops. But his go-to pitch has been that high fastball. And I think the Cleveland team is very well aware with that.
Down and in, missing.
He goes with a changeup or the sinker right there. Well, really tailed down and in.
In the case of Brantley's leadoff double, it was a high fastball in the strike zone when Jake's had more success with a fastball that's up out of the strike zone.
Right.
Full count to Encarnacion. Just missing the outside corner. And now first and third, one down for Chisholm.
Second walk of the game now.
Jake is more of a fly ball pitcher, and in part because of that, he's just gotten 3 ground ball double plays. Now Escobar will play even with the bag at third. Mauer, of course, will hold Encarnacion.
Well, with runners on the corners, it gives both sides of the infield a little bit of a hole for Chisenhall if he hits it on the ground.
Swing and a miss with a fastball.
It's amazing to me. A 92-mile-an-hour fastball. A generation ago, that was a top-end fastball. Nowadays, that's almost an average fastball. But to locate it up in the zone and get swings and misses, it's incredible.
People of your era, and even people who are younger than you, you ask them, you know, would you love to pitch today? And they all say, yes, I would love to pitch in the current hitting climate with the you know, launch angle swings that so many hitters are focused on. 1-1 to Chisenhall. Talked to Tim Belcher, who works for the Indians here, and I asked him that question. He's a contemporary of yours. I guess you predate him by 5 years or whatever. He said that was his game back in the day with a high fastball. He said he would have loved to pitch in the current climate. 2-1 to Chisenhall. Three and 1. Gomes on deck, and Odorizzi looks into DJ Rayburn a little quizzically.
Ball might have been a little bit inside that last pitch. It was certainly low enough.
2 walks already for Odorizzi, and the Indians have 4 hits. Still a 1-1 game, but a dangerous pitch here to Lonnie Chisenhall. A swing and a miss with a tailing fastball.
It's been becoming another high-stress inning for Jake. Pitch count keeps climbing. Only 1 out with 2 base runners.
And look at the split. Just 27 strikes and 26 balls. He has struck out 3, and he could use one here. And foul.
So difficult, that put-away pitch. You got 2 strikes. Do you have a swing and miss pitch in the strike zone? It's different when you're really ahead in the count, no balls at all. You've got a pitch to waste, then you can go out of the zone, but you need a swing and miss pitch in the zone.
Down the line, foul. I guess in looking at Jake's repertoire, it would be an off-speed pitch, right? I mean, his split change that he can throw, or the very slow breaking ball, but you've got to be very careful with the location, right?
Well, I think that's been his struggle. You know, when you're struggling with fastball command, your secondary and third pitch are going to really struggle too. And he hasn't thrown a lot of breaking balls, fork balls, or changeups. And when he does, he's had trouble locating them also.
Another 3-2 to Chisenhall. Another foul ball.
Can't be any more down the middle than that one. Chisenhall just missed a pitch. I mean, this one is the ultimate down the middle.
You're right.
Hitters make mistakes too. That's why you have to be confident in your ability to throw the ball over.
Another 3-2. And he lunges at an off-speed pitch and flicks a foul.
9-pitch at bat so far, so see Chisenhall just reaching out there, protecting the plate. Ball might have been ball 4, but he's still protecting.
Missed wide. They're loaded up. 3rd walk of the ball game for Odorizzi, and that's been, frankly, a big part of the issue for Jake. 4 walks in 5 innings against the Tigers earlier on this road trip.
Pitching coach Garvin Olson going to come out, and it's one thing to walk the guy on 4 or 5 pitches. It's another one to have an at bat where the guy wears you down for 10. In that case, it was 10 pitches, and then you walk him. That's really tough on him.
Olson with a slow walk to the mound. No activity in the Twins pen. Indians have already left 3 on, and now they've got 3 out there with only 1 out in the 3rd. Talking with Bobby Wilson yesterday about a number of things, and interesting guy to talk to, but I asked him specifically about the mound visit rule. And he said, you know, it hasn't been a factor. You just want to make sure that you have 2 left after 7 innings. And I bet that's pretty universal. You can use them in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, whatever, as long as you've got 1 left for the 8th and 1 left for the 9th, because you might need those and the game might be on the line. There's Bobby. Bases loaded, 1 out. The batter is Yan Gomes. He struck out his first time up. Breaking ball off the plate, ball 1.
Oh, I figured out a way to get around it. You just give the pitcher an earpiece, walkie-talkie in the dugout, you step off the mound, just grab the rosin bag, and the pitching coach can talk to you from the dugout.
Makes sense to me. But then the mental break, as much as anything else, the pitchers sometimes need a little reset button to be pushed. 2-0 to Gomes, and this inning is getting a little more out of hand than Odorizzi would like.
Well, Jake's been struggling with first pitch strikes here again today, only 5 out of 15.
And a walk will get the bullpen fired up, I would imagine. Leadoff double on the first pitch of the inning. Ramirez grounded out, and Encarnacion walked. Chisenhall worked hard to get a walk, but he got one. And now 3-0 with the bases loaded.
No activity in the Twins pen, so this is all on Jake.
Down the middle of strike. Gomes looked like he was ready to swing, just couldn't pull the trigger.
Two guys walked in a game like this. I wouldn't be surprised if he had the take right there. A lot of times the manager will green light you, but
swing and a miss, 3-2.
Huge out if he can get it here. Here's the last pitch, fastball up. Looks like Gomes swung over the top of that one.
Really no choice but to come right at him with the same pitch here, right? No margin for error.
It's a 6th full count. That's why the pitch count's at 63 here in the 3rd.
To center. Kepler chasing and he won't catch it. One hops the wall. A high bounce off the wall. It will be a bases clearing double. And the Indians open up a 4-1 lead.
Well, it's become a problem for Jake. Those just not being able to locate his pitches. Both guys that walked came around to score because he fell behind and had to throw a ball right down the middle. And this time Gomes doesn't miss it. Jake knew it immediately. That's a bad feeling for a pitcher when you have to throw a ball in the strike zone. The guy tees it off on you.
Now the Twins have an off day tomorrow, but their long reliever was used yesterday. Matt McGill did a fantastic job again, getting his 2nd big league win. But the Twins are hoping to get Odorizzi through at least 3 innings here, but there's only 1 out. It's a 4-1 ball game, and here's Naquin, who drove in a run with a single his first time up. Foul behind Sandy Alomar Jr. It's interesting, not a hint of activity in the bullpen yet, even though this has been a rugged inning for Odorizzi, a pair of doubles and a pair of walks.
Well, Paul understands, and I think Jake understands his role here today. He's a veteran, and sometimes you have to wear a few innings. You're not doing well, but you're going to have to suck it up and figure out something. Hopefully, get through this inning, and then maybe pitch into the 4th or even the 5th to give him some length.
Romero yesterday only went 4 innings before coming out. 2 strikes to Naquin.
Cleveland's bullpen's kind of in the same shape, so the Twins just need to get back in this game.
High 1 and 2.
They can't do that unless they're in the dugout.
Single in the second inning, extending Naquin's hitting streak to 11 games. And now it's Wild. That one cut the right-handed batter's box in half.
Yeah, that was his breaking ball, and just no feel at all right now for that pitch. It's hard to pitch with one pitch, and basically he's got a fastball, and that hasn't been all that dependable as far as locating it.
Left several right down the middle and really paid for it in the Gomes at bat. 2 and 2 to Naquin. Trying to go upstairs with a fastball and got a foul instead of a swinging strike 3.
30 pitch inning, long inning.
Gomes with a 3-run double. 2-2 to Naquin. Speed pitch. Garver had no chance on that ball. And a wild pitch sends Gomes to third. We'll see if the Twins already down 3 bring the infield in now.
I don't know what that pitch was. It didn't look like he was trying to get his wrist on top like you'd see in a curveball. Obviously the ball just squirted out of his fingers.
The Twins do bring the infield in, and the wild pitch has gotten Matt Belisle on the bullpen mound. 3-2, another full count from Odorizzi. Weakly hit, no chance for Gomes to score, and Adrianza over to Mauer, and that'll be one that Naquin will take with him and remember for a while. He got jammed, he got beaten on a 3-2 fastball. 2 down, and now Gonzalez. Gonzalez struck out his first time up against Odorizzi.
Well, Jake's still got to bear down and focus here. 3 runs are not unattainable here at this ballpark the way the Twins have been swinging.
Off the end of the bat foul. This is the 7th batter this inning. The Indians sent 6 to the plate in the second. 1 strike to Cleveland's second baseman. Infield, of course, back at regular depth. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And it's 0-2. Upstairs and a foul back.
We saw that so many times in the Tiger game where Jake is trying to locate down in the zone. Garver sets up and gives him the glove right on the knees, and the ball's up in the letter area.
Well, that's what happened to end the first inning. The target was down and in. He left it up to Encarnacion, who had a deep fly for the last out of the first inning. Got the out, but the location was nowhere near the target.
Yeah. They just keep climbing. 17 in the first, 22 in the second, 36 here in the third.
Ahead of Gonzalez, 0-2. Got him with an off-speed pitch. Decision time in the Twins dugout. Do you send Odorizzi out for the 4th? See if the Twins can do something offensively in their half first.
2 years ago. It's well, 3 years ago now. It's even more special to know that my son's in the stands, and he's watching, and just being at the park gives me that extra boost of adrenaline to do well for him, and I want him to be as proud of me as I am of him.
Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Some of us took it more literally than others have. I became a father for the first time on Father's Day a long time ago. Actually, not that long ago. Twins down 3 now. Robbie Grossman will lead off the 4th. And he squares and takes outside, ball 1. Grossman, Kepler, and Garver. See if the Twins can answer after the Indians now have scored 4 unanswered runs. Cracked under the glove of Encarnacion for a leadoff single. So a good start to the 4th inning for the Twins, and might be able to hear the chatter in the dugout.
Well, it seems like it's going to be one of those days. We have a really warm day, and I know as a pitcher, when I was pitching these games, when I've got a lead and it's a hot day, you want to get that first out, get the guys right back in the dugout, put the heat literally on the other team. And Robbie Grossman squares up a good fastball there, and now Twins have something going early.
Strike called, even though the pitch appeared to be low. Ball 1. Kepler with a liner to left his first time up, put pretty good wood on the ball, but Davis was able to haul it in. And strike 2 is called. And I'm not sure Max was convinced either one of them were strikes.
Take a look at the last pitch.
First pitch was low, second pitch was inside.
Yeah, I saw it from here. It looked like it stayed right on the chalk for the left-hander's batter's box.
Fly ball to center, an easy play for Naquin. 1 down. And that'll bring up Garver. With the Minnesota Lottery, every day is game day. Today's Minnesota Lottery winner's circle features the Novaks, diehard fans, but that was their first time at a Twins game as a family, and now they've won $100 in scratch tickets. Are you up for fun? Say, I'm in. Twins return home after the game today. They got an off day tomorrow, and then they handled 2-time Cy Young Award winner Corey Kluber here on Friday. They'll have 3 more Cy Young Award winners waiting for them.
No problem.
Chris Sale, David Price, and Rick Porcello as the Red Sox make their only trip to the Twin Cities. And then the Texas Rangers come in for 3.
Well, the Twins are sending out 3 pretty good pitchers that are pitching well right now themselves. So we got a good matchup coming in to start the homestand.
Breaking ball over for strike 1.
There's the pitching matchups for this next homestand. You see Brios, Lynn, and Gibson pitching for the Twins.
Sale is still with the White Sox. The Twins handled him really well, but he's been pretty tough on him since switching to Boston. 1 strike. Red Sox 48-24. Even I can figure out that's 667 baseball. They have the 2nd best record to the Yankees in the league. The Seattle Mariners just a half game behind Houston. 1 strike to Garver. And now a 2nd strike. Seattle's hung in there even though the Astros have won 10 in a row. The Mariners have gone 8-2 during that stretch. They have 46 wins, and unbelievably, half of them have been 1-run wins. 23 1-run wins. 2 strikes to Garver. He got a 2-strike single his first time up. And took it right down the middle. It looked like.
Yeah.
2 down.
2 pitches in a row.
Bieber coming right at the Twins hitters primarily with fastballs. 2 down, and now Adrianza, who singled to right and overrounded first base, got caught in a rundown. Looked like he was going to escape, but then Garver got caught in another rundown between 3rd and home. That was the end of the 2-out threat. To put the Mariner 23 1-run win record in some contexts, the Twins have just 3 of them. They're 3-13 in one-run games, and the Mariners have run off 20 more one-run wins than the Twins.
I was going to say that's a pretty good season to win that many one-run games.
Adrianza takes a strike, 1-1. 4 teams that are playing roughly .650 baseball or better in the American League. Seattle's winning percentage actually .648, then Houston .653, Boston .667, Yankees .697. High pop up short right field. And Chisenhall drifts with the wind to make a catch, and the Twins are done in the 4th.
You are going to want to see Red center fielder Billy Hamilton just laying out for the diving snow cone catch to rob Francisco Cervelli of a hit. According to StatCast, that is a 2% catch probability, just 2%. It's the lowest percentage of a successful catch by any player so far this season. He covered 83 feet in 4.3 seconds, guys.
And so we see that, and then we see your limited range on Friday here. You had 2 of them hit right over to you. Right now you got some sun protection. I like that.
Yes, best Amazon purchase I ever made.
Okay. But what about your lack of range? No one expects you to be as fast as Billy Hamilton, but you should move laterally a little bit to get foul balls.
Yeah, you know, I'm working on it. I'm going to practice my diving skills when I get home. Right now I'm just more focused about not
Stay out of the sun.
Yeah. Odorizzi beats Davis to the bag, 1 down. And Odorizzi really needs a good inning here. The Twins again got 5 innings from their relievers yesterday. They'd like to get at least 1 more out of Odorizzi. It's tough to be out there when you give up extra base hits to the leadoff man in an inning.
And walks, and those are the things that really hurt him in the 3rd inning. Gave up 3 earned runs on 2 hits, but 2 walks, and they all come around to score.
1 down, and now Lindor.
But the game's not over. We've still got a lot of baseball here today, and Twins got to figure out Shane Bieber. They got to get in the dugout to do that. So hopefully a couple more quick outs. Let the guys sit in the shade for a while.
2 for 12, and the 2 came yesterday, a home run and a single in his first 2 at bats. You did it. They've probably been doing it for 150 years. You look at the other guys and you say, we don't want this guy to beat us. And the Twins did a great job keeping the handcuffs on Mike Trout in the Anaheim series. And I don't know, maybe Lindor's the guy for the Indians. They've got a few to choose from.
Yeah.
Ramirez maybe as well, but (3-0) now to Lindor, and it's a 4-pitch walk, and the 4th walk issued by Odorizzi. Cheer on the Twins on Friday when they open up a series against the Rangers, and the first 10,000 fans get a nothing falls but raindrops Buxton bobblehead presented by Pantene. Go to twinsbaseball.com/tickets to learn more. It'll be interesting to see how long the Twins leave Byron Buxton on the Rochester roster. He's flying there today, and will start playing games this week for Rochester. And I think wisely the Twins decided not to put an estimated timetable for Buxton. There's Audra right with a ball hit right to her there.
I really should move, shouldn't I?
Did that hit the post directly in front of you?
Right in front of me as I was writing.
Were you in fielding?
Are you paying attention?
I need
because it's a dangerous spot.
It is. I scored the game on my iPad, so I was looking down, writing some stuff, and of
you
course,
were sending
just
emails. You were sending.
No, I'm going to vouch for her.
Okay,
I know
right.
she takes good care of that on her iPad scoring.
Check swing. Nope. It's 1-1.
Better be on it.
Day like today, I don't want the camera well up job.
No.
That's a tough job. Audra, we're feeling for you up here. We've got a fan behind us. We're in the shade.
And we know that if it were Kevin Gorg, he would have exploded by now.
Well, he would have found shelter. He would have tucked back up in the Twins dugout there.
Yeah.
Look at all the people in that camera well. Not a lot of room, is there?
Not at all. I gotta tell you guys, when I come to Cleveland, I always make sure I paid my health insurance premium before I get here. I'm not kidding. I double checked yesterday just to make sure I'm all up to date.
Hey, ground ball hit sharply right at Adrianza. He starts a double play, and Odorizzi faces just 3 men on the board. A steamy day here in Cleveland, and our Pepsi fan of the game is hoping the Twins can come back and pick up a win. Fans of the game, and we'll see what the Twins can do with Shane Bieber. Now, when he faced the Twins at the end of May at Target Field, they started to do some damage against him in the 5th inning. Mauer was on the disabled list back then, so he takes ball 1. It'll be Mauer, Rosario, and Escobar. And as ticklish as the situation is for Ron Gardenhire, having gotten 5 innings from his bullpen yesterday. It's even worse for Terry Francona. And so far, Bieber, ground ball hit right to the second baseman. Gonzalez one away. So far, Bieber has given Terry Francona what he absolutely had to have.
Yeah.
That they've been effective innings is one thing, but just to pitch some innings was a necessity here today. One away.
It can really put some stress on managers when your bullpen is taxed and you've got games coming up. The Twins do have an off day tomorrow, which is going to help that situation. But even getting that last quick inning from Jake Odorizzi for Paul Molitor gives him the opportunity to maybe send him back out for the 5th.
Rosario takes outside. He struck out with 3 aggressive hacks in the first, and he took a couple of strikes and fouled out in the 3rd.
Bieber in his last start against the Twins, this is about the time they started getting to him. 3rd time around in the order.
1-1 to Rosario.
And Rosario hitless in his first 2 bats, so boy, has he ever do, huh? I mean, the way he's been swinging.
You know, I'm glad that James Rowson, the hitting coach, put it the way that he did when Audrey asked him about Rosario's hitting, because that's been my impression the last couple of weeks. We all remember, I think we do anyway, when we played wiffle ball in the backyard and we just grabbed a bat. We didn't think about our stance. We didn't think about where our hands were, our hips, or anything. There's a ball stroked to right and a base hit. I mean, we just went up there, we saw the ball, and we hit it. And that, to me, is what Rosario does. He's not concerned about his hitting technique or his stance, his stride, any of it. He's a natural hitter.
He truly is, and it's just fun to watch him right now because he's doing so many things right, and I'm not sure he's aware of it, but he is just going up there and throwing that barrel head at the ball. He does that so well.
Here's Escobar with a pair of doubles already. One to right field, one to right center, I should say, and one to left center.
Let's just need to apply a little pressure on this young kid and make him feel a little uncomfortable on that hill.
Strike on the outside corner, and as inefficient as Odorizzi's been delivering first pitch strikes, Bieber's done a pretty good job of that.
Yeah, he has. He's been primarily fastball pitcher, but down in the zone, hitting both sides of his plate.
Drilled and hit the bag, and it's a fair ball. Rosario rounds second, on his way to third, and he will be held up there. Another double for Escobar. And have you ever heard a ball hit the bag as hard as that ball did? We could hear it all the way up here.
He's amazing.
3 doubles, 30 on the season.
Watch this pitch again. This ball's almost on the ground, and he just barrels it up. And you know, this isn't, I wouldn't call Eduardo Escobar's swing that classic uppercut swing that you're looking for. He just threw the barrel down on the ball. First base umpire Ryan Blakely, just luckily he got out of the way.
Almost got hit in the face.
Yeah.
Here's Morrison, 2 on, in scoring position, 1 out. And down and in, ball 1.
This is a big at bat for Logan Morrison. He walked, struck out in the first, walked in the third.
And that part, the fact that this is his first 3 double game, that kind of surprises me given how many he's gotten. 30 on the season. The major league record for his season is 67. Morrison fouls it, and it's 1-1.
Base hit would be great, but even a fly ball deep enough in the outfield to score Rosario from third. Twins need to get back on the board in this half inning.
Got to have contact here. Infield's back, except for third. Pretty good speed at third, average speed at second. 1-1. Driven foul, and now it's 1-2. Morrison strikes out about once every 5 times. He needs to make contact here.
See if we can pick up the signs from young Gomes. See what Bieber is going to try to throw him here. Set up away, I believe. Or in, no, away.
It is outside, 2-2. Trying to do to Bieber what they did against him at Target Field. Some damage in the 5th inning. Off-speed pitch. Got him way out in front in a big strikeout, and now a really big at bat for Brian Dozier. Bieber absolutely had to have a strikeout, and he got one.
Good curveball here. Took a lot off of it. You can see the location. No chance for Logan Morrison.
So he missed that by 2 feet.
Yeah. 5th strikeout.
And now Dozier, who's yet to figure out Bieber. Get any hits against him at Target Field 3 weeks ago, and he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. Hit a fly ball to right his last time up. Tapper up the line. Foul, and that ball nearly kicked fair. Rosario almost bent over to pick it up, and he could have. It was a foul ball, I suppose, but that ball kicked right and nearly hit the bag. That was weird.
It was weird. It had some serious spin on it. You see it. Did it hit the grass there? Maybe I didn't see that, but it almost looked like it might have hit the edge of the grass. There's a little cutout there at third base.
I think it might have hit a divot or cleat mark or something. Strike to Dozier. Well, the Twins wouldn't give to get a 2-out single here from Dozier. Right to the shortstop Lindor. And the Twins get a couple of hits, leave 2 aboard. It's still 4-1. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And powered by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Weather's been steamy and unstable here throughout the upper Midwest. And a bag of ice feels pretty good on the back of the neck. A muggy day here in Cleveland. Indians in front 4-1.
Just want to throw a shout out to head coach of the Montemita Zephyr baseball coach, first-year coach Rob Gary, and they win the state.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Happens to be my neighborhood, so I'm proud of Rob.
Jose Ramirez will lead things off. Against Odorizzi, you saw the infield shift and an off-speed pitch. Well up and away, ball one. Did you get to the state tournament in high school?
No, we were favored. We were picked to win it, and we got beat by Brooklyn Center, I believe.
We were in the district tournament my senior year, and before the first game I got hit in the eye with a baseball and lost sight in my eye for a little while, which is a little frightening, but we didn't get very far, and no one used that as an excuse. I was really hurt by that no one on my team thought that they could have done any better with me than without me. 1-1.
That's good.
Or 1-2 rather.
Good to see you recovered from that.
Ramirez with a walk and a ground out, and now ball 3 or ball 2. 2-2 is the count. Screen is more accurate than I am in this at bat. Not right now, it isn't. Counts 2-2, I believe. Just pop up so we can move on to the next at bat. There we go. The 3-ball count. Odorizzi seems to be going through a spell of what struck Lance Lynn in the first month and a half, 2 months of the season. Just lack of command.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for him lately.
There's a pop up. Escobar retreating. And he makes the catch, 1 away. Live coverage of the FIFA World Cup continues tomorrow at 6 a.m. on FS1. Sweden takes on Korea Republic. Then on Fox, Belgium battles Panama. We know who Rod Carew will be pulling for. That's at 9 a.m. followed by Tunisia. You know anybody from Tunisia?
No, but I heard Mexico beat Germany.
I've heard that. Anyway, Tunisia's playing England at noon. It's on Fox and FS1, or stream it all live on the Fox Sports app. Ball 1 to Encarnacion. And now inside 2-0.
It's hard for me to get excited about the World Cup when the U.S. doesn't have a team.
Yeah, I think it's tough for everybody. Big swing on the 2-0 pitch, and it's fouled back. And as so many hitters do, Encarnacion smells the bat at the point of contact to see if he can smell the burnt wood.
He's been doing that for a long time. Taylor Rogers, yep.
Earlier was Matt Belisle. 2-1. Pop up this one backing out of play. The Twins are right now about where Terry Francona was yesterday. At this point in the ball game, you're still in it. You still want to, give your team a chance to come back and win the thing. It didn't happen for the Indians, and by game's end, the Twins kept pulling away, and we saw a position player pitch.
Yeah.
But that had more to do with
very effective.
Yes.
Brendan Geyer came in and pitched an inning, and it was a short inning. But pitch count is a big deal here for Jake now, and this might be his last hitter with Chisnall on deck.
And a breaking ball, one of the few he's located well. He gets a call, 3rd strike for the 2nd out.
Strikeout for Jake, and you can see good break and good location. Might have been away a little bit.
A generous 3rd strike call by DJ Rayburn. Chisenhall scored twice, a leadoff triple in the 3rd, a 1-out walk in the 3rd, or leadoff triple in the 2nd, I should say. Then the walk in the 3rd, and he came around to score on the Gomes double. 1 strike. Doesn't get a chance to play much against lefties, but the Indians think that they've got a productive offensive player now that they've moved him to the outfield. 3rd base, it's kind of a struggle for him, and bad at bats would be taken out in the field and all that. Not the first player to be moved to the outfield things have calmed down a little bit for him, and he's been a much better hitter. 1-2. Recently in Twins history, I guess that's kind of what happened to Michael Kadire. The Twins moved him around the infield. He even played some first base and second base, and then when they put him out in right field,
Alex Gordon, another one.
yeah, there's another one. Yes. 1-2 with Odorizzi trying to fight his way through 5.
Second pitch coming.
It's to center, hanging in the air, and it'll drop in front of Rosario for 2-out single. I don't know how much longer the Twins are going to go with Odorizzi. Gomes hit the 3-run double against him his last time up. And it looks like one more batter at least. Pitch in off the plate somehow.
Yeah, he didn't.
Chisenhall pushed it to right or to left.
Didn't hit it hard, but he was able to inside out to swing a little bit and find the perfect spot out there in the outfield. Rosario wasn't going to get to it. Kepler wasn't going to get to it.
Kepler couldn't get to Gomes' smash against the fence in left center field. A bases clearing double in the 3rd. Ball 1.
That was the big hit of the game so far, but it was set up because of back-to-back walks, and Michael Brantley had already got on with a double. So bases loaded double for Yan Gomes, cleared the bases.
And it came on a 3-2 pitch. There was no margin for error for Odorizzi. He had to throw it over. And he ended up throwing it center cut, and Gomes didn't miss it. 2-0 now to Gomes.
Well, I got to believe either way this is going to be his last hitter. Naquin's left-handed hitter. You got Taylor Rogers in the pen, left-handed pitcher. Falling behind now, 3-0.
One walk in the 1st, 2 walks in the 3rd, another walk in the 4th. Ground off the end of the bat. Dozier has a long throw. That he makes it. Good play. Bauer dropped the ball, but the out call has still been made. And Sandy Alomar wants a word with Ryan Blackney. And the umpires are all looking at one another here. Did Bauer drop the ball in the exchange?
Well, they're definitely going to review it here.
Well, he had the ball, and the glove touched the ground.
I think they're still going to take a look. The Twins are slowly walking towards the dugout, and so are the Indian players. But Francona wants them to take a look at it. He thinks that Gomes might have beat the play out.
So we'll see whether the call stands. And I don't believe the challenge here is on the ball dropping out of Bauer's glove at all.
I don't think so either. Is there enough to overrule that?
No, I don't think so. I think he was out anyway. By a frame. I used to think that our opinions up here were worth no more than a toss of the coin, and I think it's even less than that now based on what we saw in Detroit.
We haven't had a lot of luck.
No, either that or we haven't been very good. Out is the call.
Out.
So that ends the 5th inning, and Odorizzi gives the Twins 5, but the Twins are down 4-1.
Is a very proud dad of 3 great kids, one of which we'll all be able to see on the big screen in a few months. His oldest son, Nico, you can see him there on the right. That's a picture of him on set of his first major motion picture that just wrapped up filming here recently. It's a sci-fi adventure titled AXL. It'll be in theaters August 24th. He's also been on a pretty popular Nickelodeon miniseries, Lost in the West, and if you watch The Goldbergs on ABC, well, you've seen him there as well. He's the recurring character named Ruben. Eddie was able to spend some time on the set of AXL this offseason watching him work. He said he was so proud to see him living his dreams, but even more proud of how he treated everybody on the cast and the crew. He says it's really neat to see your kids living out their dreams every day, guys.
Well, thank you, Audra. Now, I have not seen the TV show The Goldbergs, but I know it's a popular one. And I asked Eddie today about the character. He's a semi-regular cast member of that show. Grossman with his second hit. They've gone in opposite directions, and the Twins have a leadoff single in the 6th. And Eddie said his son plays the character Ruben, as Audra said, and he is an athletic guy. And so my first thought was, well, the athletic part of the role he plays must come from Lisa Gordado, because it couldn't have come from Eddie, could it?
Everyday Eddie, man. He's a good man, and I'm sure a proud papa.
Well, the Twins trying to do something with Grossman's second leadoff single, and now right away Kepler follows up with one of his own, and the Twins get the tying run to the plate. 2 pitches into the inning, and the Twins have a threat. They knocked Bieber out at Target Field in the 6th inning.
Well, some quick activity now going out there in the Cleveland pen. It looked like Oliver Perez might be the left-hander throwing.
How valuable was the Cleveland pitching coach who's making his trip to the mound now, Carl Willis, to your winning the World Championship in 1991?
Well, Carl had a secret weapon. He went to his throat a lot, and it wasn't because he had a laryngitis. And there was a foreign substance that seemed to be around his throat. I don't think it was Vicks Vapor Rub.
Okay.
But it was some slippery object, and he had a heck of a sinker.
Okay. All right.
And he was a great teammate. A lot of fun. We joked with him a lot. He was a subject of a lot of jokes from the pitching staff, but he took it well. And now he's been about a 20-year veteran as a pitching coach. He's been with several teams, had some great pitchers on his staffs. Now back in Cleveland.
Only one lefty in the Cleveland pen, and it's Oliver Perez, and he is heating up in a hurry. Here's Mitch Garver, first and second, nobody out. Garver with a single and a strikeout. Takes a fastball down the middle of strike. He took 2 of them to strike out on the 4th.
He's been really sitting on a breaking ball, I think, and they've thrown him nothing but fastballs. He might have to change his game plan.
Twins one swing of the bat away from tying it up. Garver with a couple of home runs on the season.
What a time for one of those right now, huh? Re-energize his team with a swing of the bat.
That gets away from Gomes, and both runners will move up. So with nobody out, the Twins have 2 men in scoring position after a wild pitch. Just think how many times here, we'll take another look at the wild pitch, but just think how many times in recent years, Jack, Indians have had a lead in the 6th inning, and you almost felt like the game is over or was over. That's no longer the case.
Well, Andrew Miller, a huge part of that. Brian Shaw gone. They had a shutdown bullpen here for several years, and they haven't had a chance to go to their closer, Cody Allen, that much against the Twins.
1 and 2. Well, Bieber got a big strikeout of Morrison with 2 men in scoring position in the 5th. Now Garver singled in the 2nd inning on an 0-2 pitch.
Make contact.
Something good might happen. dirt, blocked by Gomes. 2-2.
If he would walk Mitch Garver here, I think that could be the end of the line.
Switch hitting. A-Ray Adrianza's on deck. 2-2. Got a piece. After Adrianza, the Twins have two lefties in a row, Mauer and Rosario, so I would imagine that's why Perez is warming up now. And I don't think that right-handed and left-handed makes any difference to either one of those guys right now.
I was just going to say that.
2-2 to Mitch Garver. And a big strikeout again on a breaking ball. One away.
Now batting shortstop, A.T Adrianza.
Center cut. Garver out in front, one down.
Number 6 for Mike Bieber.
Adrianza pulled a single to right his first time up. Then hit a lazy fly ball to Chisenhall in the 4th. Done a lot of damage from this side of the plate in recent weeks. Fouled it away.
I think Gary's a little bit upset with himself on that swing. Ball was up and away. I think he probably knows that he went out of the zone on that one.
That's down the line, but foul. About 3 feet.
Well, his go-to pitch has been the curveball. He's located well with the fastball, but got Garver to strike out on a curveball. I think he got Morrison to strike out on a curveball, so we'll see if he goes the curveball here against Adrianza.
0-2 to the Twin shortstop. Trip to the mound here. Adrianza asked for time, and Gomes is going to make sure that he and Bieber are on the same page. Oh, 2 to A-Ray Adrianza.
Breaking ball.
Upstairs fastball. First Garver, then Adrianza, and now Mauer will try to get something out of this rally in the 6th.
Well, they go upstairs with the fastball. Terry Francona is going to come out and make the change, bringing in the left-hander Oliver Perez to face Joe Mauer. Quite a finish there by Shane Bieber to get 2 key strikeouts after 2 hits to lead off the inning.
And Bieber gave Terry Francona some length on a day when he desperately needed it. And he might pick up his first big league win. Thomas night at Target Field. Still, a limited number of St. Thomas theme night packages are available that include a game ticket and a purple and gray Twins cap. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/St. Thomas or call 800-33-TWINS. Veteran Oliver Perez will face veteran Joe Mauer, and the Twins need to get something out of this 6th inning rally. They let a chance slip through their fingers in the 5th. And right now, with the injury to Olson, he is, Perez, the only left-hander in the Cleveland bullpen.
You asked me earlier in the game about putting Dozier down in the 5-hole, and I think this is a great situation. Paul Molitor is looking at his scorecard.
I think he's being told something by DJ Rayburn. Taylor Motter is going to enter the game as a pinch runner for Robbie Grossman. Motter's a utility guy, but even with 2 outs, the Twins putting Motter in as a pinch runner. I don't know if something happened to Grossman or not. Seems a bit peculiar under these circumstances to make a pinch running move. It'd be different if there were no outs or 1 out, but a sacrifice fly wouldn't happen here. So see what Mauer can do. Hit the ball hard yesterday. Doubled in his first at bat today. There's ball 1.
Well, he's going to give you a good at bat. He's going to take those pitches that he doesn't think are strikes and maybe try to work a walk with Rosario on deck. They've got a pitch to Mauer.
Checked his swing, took a strike, 1-1. Looks back at DJ Rayburn. Fastball, called strike, and from up here it looked outside. And Joe's barked and Rayburn twice. We've seen a generous strike zone throughout.
Well, this is a strike. It catches the outside corner.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Kind of the way Yan Gomes caught it off the plate.
Called third strike, and Joe on 3 straight pitches disagrees with the home plate umpire. Big strikeout for Perez, and the Twins squander another chance in the 6th. It's 4-2, but the Indians are leading 4-1.
Eduardo Escobar with 3 doubles in his first 3 at bats in this ball game, and that allowed the Twins to score 1 run, and one of those doubles did. But John Gomes with a big hit in the game, his 3-run double back in the 3rd inning, put the Indians up 4-1. And the Twins just have left too many base runners on base. 9 base runners left on the bags here. Had their opportunities, but can't put the runners across the plate.
Well, squandered opportunity in the 5th and the 6th, and now Taylor Rogers will come in to pitch, but new right fielder for the Twins, and it's Taylor Motter. We'll let you know if there's some issue with Robbie Grossman, but for the time being, we'll just focus on Motter being in right field. Naquin, Gonzalez, and Davis. And he takes a strike. Rogers had a rough outing here on Friday. He was asked to kind of pitch through the 9th inning. And he gave up 3 hits and a home run, and Fernando Rodney had to come in and pick up the save. Rogers with 2/3 of an inning, 2 earned runs allowed. That's fouled away, 0-2. Well, it wasn't pretty, but Odorizzi at least gave the Twins 5 innings.
Yeah, kind of similar to his last outing. Just really struggled with command, threw a lot of pitches in a short amount of time. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. That'll add the pitch count up.
We've just received word that Robbie Grossman, because of the heat and humidity, suffered some effects from that, and the dehydration, which could very easily lead to a number of different symptoms. But Grossman did come out peculiarly in the top of this inning after reaching 3rd base. Here's a pop-up. Might be playable for Escobar. See if he can make the same play Ramirez did. No, just a little bit farther
need longer
off
arms.
the field. Yep. So again, it's very hot and muggy here. Those of you in the upper Midwest and the Twin Cities area know what we've got here because you've had it for the last couple of days. And so Robbie, we trust, is drinking a lot of water, and it's not uncommon at all under these circumstances for players to get an IV bag. So we'll see what the remedy was, and trust it's nothing serious.
The right side of the infield and that right field are all looking directly into the sun at this point in the day.
1-2. And fouled at the plate.
We're up behind home plate here in our broadcast booth. Look down at home plate umpire DJ Rayburn, and his back of his shirt is dripping wet. I imagine the base umpires are pretty much feeling the heat too. Everybody that's playing in this game feels it.
And yet the lights are still on. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Rogers gets a strikeout, 1 away.
Big sweeping slider there by Taylor Rogers. Another look at it. Not a pretty swing.
Lack of a better comparison, kind of an Andrew Miller special. And Rogers gets a strikeout, and now Gonzalez will bat. We were told that the lights were turned on because they looked at a weather forecast that called for overcast skies. I don't know where they were looking, but not the same website I was looking.
Well, there's another opportunity in the weather department that you and I qualify for.
And they decided to turn the lights on, and apparently there's no such thing as an off switch because the lights are still brightly burning on a beautiful cloudless day. I like your theory. Come to the ball game late and just look for the toothbrushes with the lights on.
The beacon.
1-1. And another awkward swing, this time from a right-handed batter, and it's 1-2.
Taylor Rogers showing some signs that his breaking ball is working quite nicely. He fooled Naquin in that pitch right there. Eric Gonzalez didn't have a very good swing.
Another good breaking ball, and another strikeout for Taylor Rogers. Bring up Rajay Davis.
Another back foot slider here, this time to the right-hander.
Might have been foul tipped into Garver's mitt. It's still a strikeout. Didn't hit the dirt. 2 down. And now Davis. Davis with a single back in the second inning. And he had a ground ball to Mauer, a weak one. He got jammed, and Mauer flipped to Odorizzi to retire him at first base. Ball 1. You see the components from Rogers. 95-mile-per-hour fastball and a wipeout breaking ball. So even though his season hasn't gone as he would have hoped, you have the components of a really good relief pitcher. Here's a pop-up down the left field line. Adrianza and Escobar, and again just out of the reach of the man who's already got a triple-double today. 3 doubles for Escobar, and the Twins might need another one if they're going to come back and win this game.
They've certainly had opportunities. 9 runners left on base and early base runners in scoring position that they just can't capitalize on, but still 3 more at-bats for the Twins.
Look out. Line into the netting, and if it was not critical to have it there before that pitch, it sure came in handy now.
Yeah, that's where fans would have got hurt in the past.
And had it been a little lower, there would have been some players along the railing there in the Cleveland dugout that might have been in danger.
Greg Allen, the rookie there, might have been having a conversation. You got to pay attention, boys.
And a good inning for Taylor Rogers as he strikes out the side in the bottom third of the Cleveland lineup. And it'll be Rosario, Escobar, and Morrison trying to do some damage against the Cleveland bullpen.
Inning earlier today, I talked to a handful of Twins pitchers and asked them if they had to face Eddie Rosario, how would they attack him? I got some pretty entertaining answers. Kyle Gibson said he would very quickly teach himself how to throw a knuckleball because that might be the only pitch he's not able to hit. Matt Belisle said he'd come up with a completely new pitch that no one has ever thrown before because it's the only way to keep him off balance is to be as unpredictable as possible. And Trevor Hildenberger said, I'm assuming I can't say I would just hit him, but if I have to give a real answer, I just throw it down the middle and hope for the best, guys.
Nobody said just 4. You know, get 4 fingers from the dugout and intentionally walk them and move on. 1 strike to Rosario.
If you're in the big leagues and you don't think you can get a guy out, maybe there's a different place for you.
Hesitation, and Rosario taps it foul.
No question Eddie's red hot, but every hitter has holes, and you know sometimes he's shown that he's over anxious.
And maybe in a couple of swings today.
Yeah.
He's been pretty aggressive up there.
First pitch again, he hit 4 hits yesterday in first pitch. And then he comes out and swings at the first pitch he saw today, and it seems like every at bat he's swinging at the first pitch.
And lifted foul.
So that would tell me maybe don't throw a strike on the first pitch, or bounce a breaking ball, or back foot, you know, move his feet a little bit, make him uncomfortable. And then I'd throw in, you know, somewhere on a black somewhere, perfect pitch, and he'd break me. So I can talk all the trash I want up here. He'd probably get a hit off me.
0-2 to Rosario starting the 7th inning. Right center field, but in the ballpark, Naquin chasing it, and he gets there short of the warning track, 1 away. 3 at bats for the next guy, and 3 doubles for the doubles leader in baseball.
He's had quite an afternoon, just like Eddie did yesterday. Of course, Escobar in yesterday's ball game ended up with a pair of hits and a walk. It's fun to watch.
Those 3 doubles all came from the other side of the plate. Now right-handed against Perez. Bobby Grossman got 3 a couple years ago in Oakland. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Ozzie Albies, Eric Hosmer, Nick Markakis, Andrew McCutchen, Freddie Freeman, they all lead the National League with 20 doubles. Escobar with 30. 1-2.
Oliver Perez having a little bit of fun out there. He's doing all sorts of dancing, changing his delivery.
And a strikeout for out number 2. He's faced 3 men, and he's retired all 3. And now Logan Morrison.
I think this is a changeup here. And a lot of arm action, a lot of finesse on the mound. Pausing, turning his back, all sorts of different looks. But 2 strikeouts out of 3 hitters.
Here's Morrison. Has struck out twice. And in each case, he left a man at second base back in the first inning. After a pair of doubles put the Twins up 1-0. Then second and third, 1 down in the 5th. Looked like the Twins were going to jump right back into the ball game. And Morrison struck out. Dozier bounced out. And that was the end of the threat. And now 0-2 here from Perez.
He's missed breaking balls by a huge margin in his last 2 at bats.
Strikeout in the 5th. He really legitimately missed the ball by about 2 feet. 0-2.
You're a pitcher, you saw that last swing, you'd go right back to it.
Tapped weakly right near the first base by easy play for Encarnacion and an easy inning for Oliver Perez. And on this Father's Day, we send you to break with some neat pictures of dads and sons and daughters.
There's been a lot of different influences.
My dad and my brother.
My dad was obviously, when I was younger, took me everywhere, got me the proper instruction I needed.
They play baseball all my young career, so I grew up see him play baseball.
My grandfather. He gave me my first catcher's mask when I was about 8 years old, and I haven't stopped catching since.
Well, 4-1 is our score here. Mitch Garver at times, of course, has probably regretted catching, but a nice tribute to his grandfather on Father's Day. The Twins trying to come back here, but had some chances to chip away at a 3-run lead and haven't been able to get it done. Taylor Rogers couldn't have had a better 6th inning, and he'll be out there to at least start the 7th. And Rogers left in there, one would presume, to pitch through the Brantley at bat.
Matt Belisle's throwing again in the Twins bullpen.
So rather than have Belisle face the switch hitter Lindor and then pitch to Brantley and then another switch hitter Ramirez, Twins are hopeful that Rogers can get both Lindor and Brantley, and then who knows if the pitch count isn't unreasonable, they may have to pitch to Ramirez as well.
Yeah.
Now Lindor has got some interesting splits this year. He's hitting over 100 points higher as a right-handed batter than a left-handed batter, so you do run that risk in this at bat. But Rogers ultimately has got to be able to get righties and lefties out. So we'll see how he fares here. Right-handers hitting .306 against him, and as we've said, the biggest issue is Taylor hasn't been as efficient getting left-handed batters out. A breaking ball and a called strike. Swing and a miss, 0-2 with again a devastating breaking ball that he's had on the mound here today.
First one was kind of a backdoor slider that was more of a get over for a first pitch strike pitch, but this one is the one that he's been burying, and Lindor swings over the top of it. It's the same kind of swing he took the other night when he hit a home run off of Romero from the left side.
And foul back. Took a breaking ball down and in. See splits like Lindor's coming into the game. 260 as a left-handed batter, 369 from this side. And you really appreciate Escobar and what he's done to balance his production from both sides. There's nothing to sneeze at. A guy's dangerous hitter at 260, and now Rogers lets one fly, and it's 2-2.
I got to believe that by the end of the year it's going to get closer. Lindor is just a really good player, and like you mentioned, he's seen a lot more pitchers when he's batting left-handed.
On the ground, big hop, head high hop for Dozier, and Lindor retired. One away in the Cleveland 7th, and that'll bring up Brantley. And now Brantley, who doubled to start the 3-run 3rd inning. He's got a run in the 2nd to tie it, then the 3 in the 3rd have stood up so far. Strike one. You look at these two teams, and yeah, the Indians, by games that might have a 5-game lead, but then you break down the teams, and you would have to say that unless or until Andrew Miller comes back, the Twins have the advantage when it comes to left-handed relief pitchers, particularly if Rogers can get on track, and Dozier can't field that short second hop, and Brantley chopping one off the plate, it appeared, as an infield hit.
We saw in yesterday's game where a ball hit off the plate and bounced really high, and this is exactly what happened here. It goes way up. Brian Dozier's going to be a bang-bang play. He's either got to come up with a clean and make a throw on the runner, or it's going to be a hit, and not much you can do there. Paul Bonner coming to the mound. He's going to make a pitch and change, I believe, right here with Matt Belisle ready in the bullpen.
Well, the infield hit aside, a really encouraging outing for Rogers. The Twins have gotten great left-handed relief from Zach Duke, and maybe Taylor Rogers has turned a corner here in Cleveland as well.
All military by sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Indians leading 4-1, last game of the series and the road trip. Target Field's become a top choice for families in Twins territory, celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, bachelorette parties, all sorts of family celebrations. You can schedule your special event in a fully catered Target Field hospitality space available for groups of 16 to 250 plus. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/groups, or of course call 800-33-TWINS. Lights are still on. Matt Belisle is in the game for the Twins, facing Jose Ramirez after the chopper off a home plate. Belisle, of course, started the year with Cleveland, has made a couple of appearances for the Twins. Gave up 3 hits in an inning, but not a run yesterday, and a pitch is up high, ball 1.
It's a ground ball right here.
So trying to give Addison Reed a bit of a break here, see if they can recapture some sharpness and velocity.
Little development. Tehran had a no-no. Julio Tehran
through 6, right?
Through 6. They took him out. 95 pitches.
And I'm guessing you would be fully on board with that.
I don't know that.
I think it just came off the disabled list.
Yeah,
I think that's
why.
why.
I don't know the complete situation with him.
And the irony is, of course, the no-hit bids against San Diego, and they still, in their existence, have never had a no-hitter. Never. 1-1, and down and away 2-1. Yours was against the White Sox, as I recall, right?
It was.
2-1 to Ramirez. The way the season's gone for the Braves, I don't know that they want to take any risks. They're leading to the surprise of just about everybody. They're leading the National League East in the Washington Nationals by 2.5 games.
41 wins for the Braves already.
2-1. And out in front, but a foul ball. Look at the National League East, and not many people had Atlanta leading the division this deep into the season. Not many people had Milwaukee leading the Central this deep into the season. I don't know that anyone thought that Arizona would have a better record than the Dodgers in the National League West.
A few surprises.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We like surprises, some of them. 2-2. There goes the runner, and the pitch fouled back. In the American League, I think we knew the Yankees and Red Sox would be good. And I think we knew Houston would be good, but the surprise team in the American League would have to be the Seattle Mariners.
Especially without their second baseman, Robinson Cano.
Actually played better without him than with him. 2-2 to Ramirez. Lyle hoping to get a ground ball hit at somebody. Long hold, and that freezes Brantley on the pitch outside. 3-2.
Another full count. This game's been kind of a struggle for the Twins today. Rogers had a real good 6th inning where he struck out the side on 3 batters.
Full count. Brantley likely going here. There he goes, and the pitch hook foul. Well, this has just been Cleveland's game ever since the Twins did the Keystone Cops routine on the bases in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, the Twins have had their opportunities. We talked about that already. 9 base runners left on base.
So many of them in scoring position. Another 3-2 coming to Ramirez. A couple of 2-strike fouls for the Cleveland third baseman. Brantley goes on another foul ball. Look at the velocity. We show it to you on every pitch. You can see Belisle doesn't have any diminished velocity. Question is whether he can locate as well as he did last year when he finished the season as the Twins closer.
Well, you see the speed range for Matt, 20 miles an hour almost, and that's probably pretty good, but you still have to locate in the major leagues, and you have to change those speeds a lot. Look at that swing.
A strikeout. Brantley was off with the pitch. He'll gain second base. Ramirez can't go anyplace because first base was occupied, and Ramirez swung at a pitch that almost hit his ankles.
It would have hit him, I think, had he not swung. Look at this swing. It would have hit him in the back leg.
Talked about Morrison missing a pitch by a wide margin. From this angle, you can see where the ball was and where the blur of the bat went. Ramirez strikes out, 2 down. Now Brantley at second. Brantley will get credit for his stolen base because he was off with the pitch. And now the important thing for Belisle to do is to strand him there. The runner reached on a chopper off the plate. Advanced to second on the 3-2 pitch, and now Encarnacion.
Edwin got a base hit off Matt yesterday.
Swing and a miss.
I mentioned Matt gave up 3 straight singles and still didn't retire a run in his outing yesterday. Encarnacion is one of the guys that got a hit.
Foul back, and it's 0-2. 94 miles per hour for Belisle on that fastball. we had this discussion before the game. Twins saw something from Belial, the metrics that, you know, he still had good velocity and good spin rate and all that. And I asked you a question: why do we measure spin rate in revolutions per minute when it takes less than a second for the ball to get to home plate? Why not just divide it by 60?
I think you'd have like 0.4.
Well, that's fine, but that's a, you know, revolutions per minute.
Yeah. You've got F1 cars and their motors spin at 15,000 revolutions per minute. Everything's RPMs, right? So I guess that's why. Don't have a real good answer for you.
2 strikes to Encarnacion.
Spin rate, I think, is another one of those made-up stats that might mean a lot to somebody. Give me the location. You know, how much break? To me, spin rate equates to the amount of break, I imagine, but they don't talk about it in those terms. And I don't know how you measure that anyway, from top to bottom, from east to west, from west to east.
All right. See, this number means something to me. They just divided the spin rate of Belial's last pitch, and it's 38.1 revolutions per second.
That can't be.
Why not?
I just don't believe that.
Well, the average spin rate per minute is like 2,300. That's what I'm saying. Is the number is just too big of a number for my simple mind to comprehend. Let's divide whatever that number is by 60. 1 and 2. Deep to left, but it's in the ballpark, I think. Rosario with the catch in foul ground, and Belial pitches a scoreless 7. Against Neil Ramirez, a former Twins pitcher from a couple years ago when he was with the Twins. Back then, he had a terrible time throwing it over the plate. As you can see, he's done a better job of that. Just a couple of walks in 11 innings. And his job here, and he's done a good job so far with the Indians in doing his job, and that is to get through the 8th inning. Allen, we figure, will get the 9th, and there is a pitch up to Brian Dozier. Dozier, Motter, and Kepler in the 8th. Twins trying to steal one late in Cleveland. And Dozier takes a strike. But the only bright spot for the Indian bullpen this year has been Neil Ramirez. He's done a really good job, and I don't know they expected him to do that good of a job. There's a breaking ball over, and it's strike 2 to Dozier. Inside, 2-2. Dozier hitless today, and the average down to 224. Dozier strikes out, 1 away.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent to the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Taylor Motter will hit. He entered the game as a pinch runner in the 6th inning after Robbie Grossman singled, got as far as third base, and then during the pitching change reported some heat-related symptoms, and so he was taken out. Motter was put in. Motter with just 1 at bat as a Twin, 0 for 1. Swing and a miss, and Ramirez gets ahead quickly, 0-2. It's like Ramirez's arm, but again, if he can't throw it over the plate, it's not, the arm isn't worth much.
High fastball right there.
Oh, right up by the bill of his helmet. 96, 1-2. That ball was caught before Motter seemed to have a chance to react to it. How close this was.
That missed by a long way.
Huh?
Well, saw the catcher sit,
missed the target,
down and away, and that ball was,
yeah, it missed.
It missed by 6 feet.
Right, but it missed Motter's noggin by about a half an inch.
Oh, I know that.
2-2. Missing, not by much. He almost clipped the outside corner with a really good breaking ball, and it's 3-2.
You're not going to get those close ones when you miss the previous pitch by 6 feet. It's like, show me you have a little better command, kid.
And wild high. This is what the Twins saw when he was with the Twins briefly 2 years ago. Great velocity and a good breaking ball, but
to the plate now for Minnesota.
Just the 3rd walk he's issued since getting to the big leagues with the Indians, and now here's Max Kepler, singled his last time up. Jumped on the first pitch and singled his last time up.
Well, if he could get on base, send the tying run to the game, this game's still within range for the Twins if they can get something going.
Outside, ball 1. Left 9 men on, 6 of them in scoring position, and that's not counting the mess that ended the 2nd inning. Deep to right, but it's foul. Haven't heard that sound off of Max's bat for a while.
He crushed that ball, but a little bit out ahead of it.
7,128 the paid. Good attendance this weekend. A lot of promotions in and around a first place ball club. Foul back, and it's 1-2. We come back here twice in August. Like 2 trips here, separated by a couple of weeks. Played 2.5 months without coming here, and then we come back twice in a short period of time.
Divisional play with 19 games. It's you're going to see the guys in your division a lot.
1-2 with Duke warming up. It's deep to the left field corner, but that too a foul ball. getting loose. You can see his numbers, by his standards, bloated.
Well, he's the closer now for Terry Francona, and I'm sure he's wanting to only pitch the ninth, but he may have to use him for 1+ innings.
Down and in, and it goes to 2-2. The most surprising number for Allen is the number of home runs allowed, 5 of them in 29 innings. Popped up. Dome should have a play. 2 down.
Second time the Twins have popped the ball straight up behind home plate. Gomes just has to get rid of the mask. Look up again. Ball was a good fastball in the inside corner, and Max just tried to fight it off.
Here is Garver, single, but an 0-2 pitch and a couple of strikeouts. 95, knee high in the outside corner. Now it's Garver's turn to look back at DJ Rayburn. Chopped in front of the third baseman. Ramirez slings it across, and the Twins lead on a board. And we head to the bottom of the 8th, still 4-1. Over the last 6 games against the Indians have scored 44 runs, but only 1 on the board here tonight, or today. It's easy to get confused night games since the lights are on. Zach Duke will pitch to the Indians in the bottom of the 8th.
Twins scored 1 run in the game that Lance Lynn pitched, and it was in the first inning, and here they are today scoring 1 run in the first.
And This is kind of the type of game the Twins played in Detroit the last couple games.
Right.
Here's Chisenhall against Duke, then Gomes and Naquin. Strike on the outside corner. Chisenhall's reached all 3 times, a triple, a run scored, a walk and a run scored, and then a harmless 2-out single in the 5th, way out in front. Again, if Andrew Miller comes back soon and is healthy and effective, that changes it. But I do believe the Twins are in much better shape in terms of left-handed relief help than the Indians are at this point. There's a strike, and Duke with an off-speed pitch gets a quick strikeout.
Well, Duke has been pitching well, and Taylor Rogers seems to be getting back on track. He had a very good outing today. You see the big sweep and breaking ball right there from Zach Duke to get Lonnie Chisenhall for the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
Here's Gomes, the big swing of the bat with the bases loaded and the count full. He cracked one off the fence in left center field for a 3-run double. On the ground, and Escobar backhands it, fires, and Bauer can't pull it down. It goes into the seats. A long throw from one line to the other, and Escobar will be charged with just his 2nd error of the season.
Well, he had a little bit, probably a little bit more time than he realized right there. He backhanded the ball close to the line and then threw it way up the line. Joe Mauer didn't come off the bag. Well, that was just going to get by him anyway.
So a 2-base error. The other Escobar error came on a throw in Detroit. Here's Naquin. The Indians looking to add on here in their half of the 8th, ball 1. And it is Brandon Geyer who's hitting in Naquin's spot. Has always done well against lefties, and that as much as anything else, I think, made the Indians keep him rather than Melky Cabrera, who they designated for assignment.
One guy's young and got potential yet. The other guy's in the backside of his career. So Melky, we talked about it yesterday, didn't get signed out to any team in spring training, so he had to try to make up ground. It's awful hard to do for an aging veteran.
There's a breaking ball and a strike.
We also talked about Brandon Geyer coming into yesterday's game and saving Terry Francona's bullpen. He pitched an inning of relief. 3 up, 3 down.
He's already been hit 3 times this year. Popped up. And Adrianza calling for it. And that's out number 2. See, I still maintain Geyer. I mean, that was his chance. Stand on the mound and just go ahead and hit somebody. Don't throw it hard. Just to experience what it's like from the other side.
You know, I looked at some of the replay today of his inning, and he was just trying to throw the ball right down the middle. There was no finesse.
And what was it, 9 pitches, 3 outs?
Yeah. And it was about 80 miles an hour.
Here's Eric Gonzalez. Twins are due to send up Adrianza in the top of the lineup in the 9th inning, so it's important that they strand Gomes at 2nd base.
Well, they're going to have to face Cody Allen, their closer, and like you mentioned, he's given up some home runs, so if they get a couple runners on base, you never know.
0-2. Duke has just been baffling.
Good off-speed breaking ball right there. Zach Duke's got him way out in front. Gonzalez going for the golden sombrero here. He's already got a hat trick. 3 strikeouts.
And Duke pitches around the air, and we head to the 9th with Cleveland leading 4-1. Adrianza will lead off the 9th inning against the Cleveland closer, Cody Allen, and he's still productive, although the home runs have bitten him 5 times this year. A lot has eroded around him out of what was a really good bullpen here in Cleveland, but he's still very reliable, and we'll see if the Twins can get something done against him here down 3. Greg Allen is in the game in center field for Naquin. Geyer pinch hit for him. And Adrianza 1 for 3, then Mauer and Rosario here in the 9th.
Last shot for the Twins. They need base runners.
Very high, ball 1. Walks are even up a little bit for Allen, 11 of them, 1 of those intentional. But 35 strikeouts, as you saw, in 29 innings. Opponent batting average of just .206. Checked his swing, and it's 2-0. A strike on the outside corner.
Take a look at the last pitch. Nothing fancy. Fastball. But plenty of the plate there.
Now outside, 3-1 with Mauer on deck.
Well, Allen certainly doesn't want to walk the leadoff man. He's got to throw a fastball here, I would think, and this is a great hitter's pitch. Adrianza, just look for something where you want it.
And he takes up, it's a 5-pitch walk. And now Mauer, and then the guys who've been mashing for the last several weeks. And Mauer today, a double off the left field fence to start with, then a couple of ground balls, and I don't know that I've ever seen Joe argue about 3 called strikes, but he did when he struck out in the 6th. Was against the left-hander Perez, now facing the right-hander Allen. Belt high strike. Encarnacion at first, not holding the runner. It's a 3-run lead, so he'll try to increase his range on the right side of the infield rather than hold on Adrianza. Double play grounder, backhanded by Gonzalez, 2 away. Sharply hit, but right to the second baseman, 2 gone.
Yeah, he hit it on the screws, and that's kind of ball that you need as a pitcher to induce a double play right at the second baseman. Gonzalez over to Lindor. Easy double play.
Rosario will try to keep the game alive. Only 1 hit today, a sharp single to right back in the 5th. And Mauer at bat, so critical. If he had reached by any means, and you got this guy up as the tying run. He's already hit 6 home runs this year against Cleveland pitching. And another first pitch swing by Rosario, 1 strike.
Been a pretty quiet weekend here in Cleveland for the fans. They're on their feet here cheering for their closer. That's about 2 feet out of the zone, I would guess.
And it's 0-2.
He's not going up there to walk, that's for sure.
Upstairs with an off-speed pitch and got a foul ball. And that'll do it. avoiding a tag. And the Indians win the series finale, and the Twins fail in their second attempt to pick up a 3-game sweep. This would have been nice because the Twins could have been just 3 games out at first, and they'll head home 5 games behind the Cleveland Indians.
Missed opportunities today, the story for the Twins.
Had a chance, Tom Hanneman, in the 5th with a couple of runners in scoring position and only 1 out. And then again in the 6th inning with a pair of singles and a wild pitch, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. But they come up empty-handed and will head home with a 3-3 road trip.